Viewers, friends, and family from around the world, this is Mike with Morning Dew Daily Events Worldwide, and we are on July 11th, 2019. Welcome to another surviving day on this planet. Welcome to another video from Morning Dew. We're going to start out here looking at our sun. Coronal hole wind stream affecting us, as last night our wind speeds were coming in at over 600 kilometers per second. Definitely ramping things up on Earth as we had tropical storm unnamed yet Barry working its way in the Gulf. So watching this small sunspot region in the southern hemisphere and the coronal hole behind it still building. So we will have some more coronal hole wind stream action, and we could see a pulse in our magnetosphere again. We're just going to look at our solar wind speeds right now. We're sitting at 456 kilometers per second. Density bunches have dropped off considerably, but most of the times they do during a coronal hole wind stream affecting us. The temperature definitely goes up. But we are being affected by this coronal wind stream, and weather events are ramping up around the planet. Russia has been dealing with some extreme weather events today and will be over the next couple days. Get more into that in the 5-day forecast coming up at the end of the video. Here we're looking at the annual spiral showing the space weather affecting us. We are the green planet on the right side of the yellow one, the yellow dot in the center, which is the sun. And this here is our magnetospheric plot diagram showing the solar wind speeds increasing and just belting us. You can see a couple good pulses there. We got smacked up a couple times there by the sun, or maybe something else. We can see our magnetospheres moving all over the place. So that's our magnetic fields on Earth, which is affecting our jet streams across the planet. Which is also affecting earthquakes. 5.2 earthquake just recently in Picos, Mexico. Just recent, and this was the area that I've been actually keeping an eye on because it has been quiet for a little while now, especially the Caribbean, where we've been seeing an earthquake swarm for the last, I don't know, a couple months or so. There's been a lot of small earthquakes there. Still, they're counting now 6,000 aftershocks in California. A little bit of action in Hawaii. Russia popping a 4.4 as well. Japan with a 5.0 at a 14-kilometer depth. Indonesia 4.7. Ternate again with a 5.2 and a 4.8. Marianas Trench 4.3, 457-kilometer depth. So that's the deepest earthquake the last 24 hours. The largest is the 5.2 in Mexico. We also recorded a 4.9 in the Kermadec Islands, just north of New Zealand. So different kind of action, I'd say, this week for earthquakes compared to, before this California event and all of the West Coast movement. There's a lot of action on the other side of the planet. So, I mean, it's definitely, most of the action has been pushed north. We're looking at pretty much a winter in the southern hemisphere in Antarctica right now, and there is not much movement. But across the northern hemisphere, we're seeing it. North Atlantic Ridge there, Russia, Alaska. So the quiet areas are in between this California event and Alaska. California, Aleutian Islands. Another quiet zone is South America. But but I'm definitely watching the Caribbean plate. Because, as I said, I was talking about the Dominican Republic earthquakes. That's the last 7 days. Normally there's over 100 or 200. So stay aware and prepared, folks. Have a plan. Be ready for worst case scenario. We have to expect the unexpected these days. As just today, I was outside. I could feel some strong winds, so I happened to look up, and it was a very humid day. Humid air mass had moved in, but there was a dry shear underneath. And sure enough, it produced a funnel cloud. And if you haven't seen that video yet, I suggest you go check it out because it is a very unique funnel cloud. Luckily, it didn't do anything. Here, the last 7 days, 496 kilometer depth, 500 kilometer depth. That is our deepest earthquake the last 7 days. Let's get to 5-day forecast brought to you by Meteor-Earth Meteor Mike. Overlooking North America and the Gulf of Mexico, we have that tropical storm that is forming, still trying to form. Tomorrow is going to be another warm day, so it could definitely pick up some intensity. But they're still saying now that it will remain a tropical depression. Unnamed. But there's a media blitz all over the place. Hashtag Barry. Overlooking western parts of Canada. Very cool front coming from the north. A very large cold front. When you look at the temperatures here, they're going to drop quickly. We've got a high temperature of maybe 23 tomorrow. Depending on the humidity, it might feel like 28. But Saturday, definitely we're going to see some thunderstorms here. Boom. Like that, right across Alberta and Saskatchewan, and then heading into the Hudson Bay. So that low pressure system came from the north and ended up in Hudson Bay. Just our jet streams and the northern hemisphere, I don't understand what's going on right now. We've seen so many strange things happening. Across eastern United States and the Atlantic provinces, watch for pop-up thunderstorms daily as the humid moisture is moving in, and very warm conditions. So Ontario, here's a big shout out to Kelly DeBow. Hope you're watching. Kudos and welcome to the World Weather Hub on Facebook. Overlooking Atlantic Ocean, huge high pressure ridge, dominant, not really letting anything form in the Atlantic Ocean, for tropical storms. Overlooking Europe, western parts of Europe, very dry, high pressure ridge, not letting any moisture come in. Daily evaporation is about it because it is hot. Watching parts of Central Europe and Western Russia as this low pressure system tries to move north. Watch for an extreme weather event in Russia. As well, Mongolian mountains and northern China. Still watching this persistent low pressure system just stuck on the Mongolian mountains. It's crazy. It's been sitting there for a couple weeks now. This is monsoon season. Watch this atmospheric river run straight across Japan in the coming days as well. And here is a warning that there is a possible typhoon forming in the West Pacific Ocean right now. Watching this as it will progress and move northwest. There are a lot of warm temperatures ahead of it. So I think this will be a major typhoon. So stay aware and prepared. Taiwan, Shanghai, as well as the Korea Gulf, that whole area. 5-day forecast could see a typhoon. Australia, you're dry, mate, except in the southeastern parts of Tasmania, receiving high winds, snow, rain event, and as well southeastern tip of Australia. large, actually massive low pressure systems eating other low pressure systems in the southern hemisphere. Just wait until we see this in the northern hemisphere. Oh boy, stay aware and prepared, and stay tuned to Morning Dew. Much love to you all. Thank you for watching today. I really appreciate all of your friendships and your viewership. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, share with your friends and family from around the world, as we all try to stay aware and prepared, stay young and have fun, and get your morning dew. Bye-bye.